structures, thereby creating opportunity for investors to push.
Honorable Judge Fumi Asaolu presided. Please be seated. Your Honor, this case is between Jude Nwosu versus Chidi Okeke. Parties one of it.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Jude Wilson,
Yes, Your Honor.
you brought Jesus Okeke to court.
Yes, Your Honor.
So can you narrate to me?
My name's
why you are
Jude
here?
Alfonso Nwosu. I am standing in actually for my younger sister, Jovita Ebere Nwosu, who on the 29th of July, 2019, had a business transaction with a friend, Chigozie Okeke, in the sum of 3 million. And both of them discussed the terms of the agreement. Chigozie Okeke is a businessman who has an office in Ikeja here. My involvement is because the money was transferred into my account, and I am the person to dispense the cash to him, which is monthly. He paid till November 2019. He never paid for December.
Was it a loan or investment?
It's an investment
Investment into a business.
into his business.
Because you see, she submitted her case online, or were you the one?
No, she did.
Because I borrowed him 3 million naira to pay me return of 100K every month. Was it a loan?
It's a loan.
It was a loan. So it wasn't an investment. I'm just trying to correct you.
Okay, maybe the terminology I wouldn't know. I'm sorry about this, Your Honor.
No problem. No problem.
So the transaction started and it was remitting 100,000 naira for August till November, December, he didn't pay. So that was when they started having issues. Before the COVID came in March 2020 in Nigeria. And when he requested for the interest, not the principal this time, the interest wasn't forthcoming and they started having issues. So she now says she's no longer interested in the business, that she should refund the money because in the terms of the agreement says, if he doesn't want this transaction to go on, refund my money the way it came.
Do you have copy of the agreement?
Yes, I have my own copy here.
Please, let me have it. Thank you. Okay. So repayment period is the principal amount of 3 million naira only will be repaid in full on demand.
Exactly, Your Honor.
Okay.
And when the sum was demanded, it was not paid as agreed. After about 2 months, I think in May,
I'll show it to him. To be
I think in May he was able to pay about 500,000 out of the 3 million. It took some other months for him to still
You have your copy.
make further payments. And after some times, the balance of these funds were not forthcoming.
So far, how much has he paid her?
He paid down, including interest, 2.6 million.
2.6 million.
Yes, leaving a balance of about 1 million.
Is that correct? You've paid 2.6 million.
I paid 2.8 million.
Because that's what I have on record there too. Said 2.6. Is that what she told you? You're very sure?
No, he didn't tell me that.
She didn't tell you that?
No.
Okay. Well, he said 2.8.
Inclusive of the interest?
Yes, so
Okay.
far. 2.8. Is that okay? Is that
Okay,
correct? It's
I
correct.
go with that.
So are you true?
Yes, I think I am done for now.
Okay, so
I
let
want
me
to
have your
watch it.
response.
Jude Nwosu is my neighbor years back at Mafoluku, while his younger sister is my friend. It's like all of us are very close before she left to America, 2016. The first call I received from her was a day I packed down to Ikorodu. She congratulated me, said that this is where she is. She's no longer coming back. That any time that I have way, that I should come over. After said and done, she called me second call that she heard that I am doing well. That I can she come into my business, that she have a lot of money. I said, Jovita, you are my friend that knows what you can do. Our business is not something I can invite you because I don't want two of us to have problem. But if you really have the cash, there is a way we used to do our generator business. Anytime generator come out in a large quantity, which may attract above 100 million, I may consult you. Because if I collect your money and start using it to trade, I don't know how the money will end up between us. So it happens that one of our friends, he knows it. The guy came back from Dubai. Ebere knows the guy. The boy squat in my house. We tried Canada visa, we didn't get. Then we now get a Europe visa. When the guy was staying 8 months in my house, he used to communicate with his sister on my behalf. Unknown to me, the guy was telling his sister that 4 million that he entered Nigeria with, that he deposited it in my account. Upon that, I'm feeding him, I'm still paying him salary. That was what motivated her sister. I don't know until her sister opened up that she have lodged all her money in the Nigerian account. But she wants us to do the same one that I used to do with Eric. I said, which one? He said, Eric, he said that the remaining 2 million will remain from his money, that I'm giving him 60,000. I said, send 3 million he want to invest in my business. He said, this money will stay a long period of time. At any time I'm done. How much will I be paying as interest? I said, okay, it's 100,000. She said, it's okay by her. She transferred the money to his brother. The first money she sent to me was 500,000. The second one is 2.5. The man come out with the agreement. When I read the agreement, the terms and conditions where they wrote there, I believe that I'm up to that I can defend it. We started the transaction. I paid her August, September, October, November, December. I skipped 1 month. I paid her January, February, March, COVID. But something happened on the process. Reaching January, she started lamenting. I said, this is a transaction. I'm using your money. The huge of amount is still with me. Something may come up in a transaction. One may have excuse. After all, I didn't borrow the money from bank. You gave me the money based on the trust you have on me. The 100,000 interest is not what motivated you, because 100,000 is not bigger than 3 million. But we did it on trust. Before January runs out, I will give you money. So what made me to be confused? Every time the agent I connected her with, small time agent go call me, say, Jovita, get 15K, 10K. They need money to. I said, this money, he said that this money will stay long. Small time Jovita will call me, say that he want to borrow money from Nigeria Bank. That 3 million that he leave on the interest of 100,000. That when she want to borrow money, they are charging her 300. I said, all this talk is not what I need. You calculated yourself. You know that you can leave this money. If you are no longer interested in this business, you tell me. We continue. January, February, March. The moment after March, he didn't skip that March upon everybody is in holiday. The moment after March, the month of May, where they release everybody to go business, I was on my way driving out. I received her call. He said that she's fed up of this business, that she's no longer interested. I said, this is the money I have used to put some things down. Anyway, if you are no longer interested, I have 500,000 now. I wire 500,000 to her. What makes this money to reach at this extent? The girl started, my family member, anybody that she knows me with, she will search for her number through Facebook, all means, started castigating me. If I open my phone, no amount of shrine way down Anambra State, where she never mentioned, that will take me to. The more she is provoking me, the more business, everything was going wrong. Then one day, at the month of that same 2020, I sold some things. I sent 1 million to her. ending of that same year, I sent 600,000. So far, all the money I've sent to her, apart from interest, both interest and everything, is 2 million each. Based on what me and she agreed, which I cannot denounce, we agreed that the money will be paying interest of 100,000. So far now, I have paid her 2.8. According to what we agreed on, her money where them and remain 1 million. So why this 1 million stay to this extent? She's the cost. Even this is brother. We are not quarreling. There was a time she came to me. We discussed. He said that the loan, when somebody give you loan and decided to collect the loan, the person is supposed to give you 6 months to return it, because when bank give you 3 million naira, it's not mandatory that we return that 3 million cash. There must be terms and conditions. So this is what transpired between two of us. Throughout last year, I didn't pay her a dime because the insult was too much. I cannot open my phone and rest. Courses here and there. She monitors me. Say that is why I'm not doing well, this and this. All my mates have overtaken me because of this. Say she will report me one shrine. I say, shrine is not the end. They know they kill. They can only react when somebody invites you, you refuse to go. Stop threatening me. From what he said, that they will see my head on the express one day. Say she will plan it from America. He said that in Nigeria, say we know they do juju. Say Nadia, they are diabolic. No amount of so. Presently, she was searching for my mother's number. Now, when she failed to get my mother's number, all my siblings, she have gotten their number. All kind of insults. So until this moment, when they called me that she invited me here, I go. I said, let us come here and settle this once and for all. The remaining balance, I will put terms and conditions how to balance it. None of us is quarreling. She's my friend. This man says, yeah, is our father. All of us, they see their compound, see the second compound. The next one is my own. And we spent more than 15 years in that street. Now, because of our relationship that brings this transaction. But the girl, she knows her sister is a hot-tempered person. As she there America now, she there here too. Everything will happen here now. She can give account of it. I cannot lie. Oga, am I lying?
The plaintiff, Jovita Wonsu, granted a 3 million naira loan to Chigozie with the expectation of earning 100,000 naira monthly interest. Jovita received the monthly interest for some months before the COVID-19 virus outbreak. The defendant, Chigozie Okeke, agreed that he got the loan but claims Jovita has been threatening and harassing him for the refund. George Fumi wades into this matter.
Position of the law. Unless you are registered and have the money lender's license, you cannot collect interest on a loan. Do you understand me? I wish she's standing there to listen to me. If you give out a loan, you do not have the right to charge interest on it unless you have the license to do that. It's like banks, they are licensed, they have that license. You have to be registered. If I'm to look at the law strictly, ideally, I would say you are owing her just 200,000 naira. But because of the relationship you have, and you have said it that you are owing her 1 million naira, you all grew up together, you are like family. That is the way it is. So, you pay her the 1 million naira you want to give her, but under the law, she's only entitled to 200,000 naira in the eye of the law. So if you made up your mind to pay her as you said, how do you want to pay her? By installments? And how do you want to spread it?
Thank you, my Lord. Ever before I came here, I know the position of their claim But as a traditional Igbo man, we knows where we came from. I cannot go contrary to our agreement just because we are here for defendants or whatever. Because after here, one can still do whatever to recover his money. I'm the one that accepted that 100,000. Her money remains 1 million.
How do you want to pay the?
I will be paying her, I have wrote it before now, that I will be giving her 50,000 every month. That is what my capacity stand.
After the break, Judge Fumi rules.
If the law is to be followed strictly, we'll just be talking about 200,000 naira. But now he's going to pay the 1 million naira, but by installment of 50,000 naira on monthly basis. So this is my judgment. The defendant is to pay the plaintiff the sum of 1 million naira by installment of 50,000 naira on monthly basis until the sum of 1 million naira is fully paid. Judgment for the plaintiff.
All rise.
Continuing, the plaintiff, Promise James, is suing Matthew Bassi for the breach of promise to marry and the refund of 2.3 million naira, being total sum of loans and investment fund given to James.
All rise. Court in session. Honorable Judge Fumi Asaolu presiding. Please be seated. Your Honor, this case is between Promise James versus Matthew Bassi. That is one.
You are the only one in court.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, promise.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what happened?
It's a case between I and my ex-boyfriend. I met him since 2014 at his sister's wedding. So everything was going on well till we dated for about 6 months before we parted ways. And he now came back to me again. That was 2016. That, he want us to take the relationship to another level. Though initially I didn't accept it, but the pressure kept coming on. His friends, his families, they started calling me and all that. So I accepted. We started the relationship early 2016. Everything was going on well till 2019 when he took me to go see his father in Ibadan because that's where his father is based. So we traveled there 2019 December. So I spent 1 week there with his father and his family. And then we came back to Lagos State. When we came back, he told me that, he saw one land there in Ibadan. One of his friends showed him a land. And he likes the land, that he wants to buy the land, but he didn't have enough money to buy the land. So then I had money, because where I was working, I gathered some money. So he begged me to borrow him the sum of 500,000 to complete the money that he had to buy the land, which I did. I gave it to him. He told me that he's going to give me the money back in 3 months' time. I accepted. So after the 3 months, I asked him how far with my money. Now told me that I should hold on, that he's working on it or give me the money back. 2 or 3 months later, I saw him bought a car. Though he didn't tell me that he was going to buy a car. I saw him with a car. And I said, Matthew, you went to buy a car. You didn't even tell me anything. He told me that he borrowed money from his bank to get the car. I said, okay, I was happy. He now said I should hold on, that my money is going to refund the money back to me. I said, okay, no problem. So after the car, he now came up with the issue that the car, he needs to get some papers for the car and some other things like that before he can take the car outside. He now said I should help him with some money, which I did. I gave him 140,000 naira. Then after that, I told him, okay, when are you going to give me all my money back? He just said I shouldn't worry, that he's doing some contributions, that when he collects the contribution, he will pay me back my money. Okay. Then that was 2020. After everything, I started disturbing him. Matthew, how far with my money? He just said I shouldn't worry. So still that same year, he told me that he wants us to travel after our marriage. He wants us to travel out of Nigeria to go have a better life in Canada. He said he didn't have enough money to, start the process. That, his friend, he has seen some agents, some people like that they wants to help him with a good amount. And he knew that all these things, anytime he wants to do all these things, he knows then that I have money. So he now comes to me that I should help him with money. I asked him how much. He told me that it's 250,000. I did give it to him. Okay, after that, he started the process. I now get to know that all those processes that he was going through, even the Canada, whatever he was going through, my name was not there. He was just processing it on his own. Okay, that was not all. Fast forward to November 2020. I asked him, Matthew, all these things that you're doing, when are you going to refund my money back? He just told me that I shouldn't worry, that the money is coming out, that he's expecting some money in so time, that I shouldn't worry. That December, he was expecting money while we are still processing our traveling out of Nigeria. So I said, okay. After that year, 2020 passed, I didn't see any money coming in. We traveled again to Ibadan to see his father. I told his father everything. His father said I shouldn't worry, that he's going to refund, that he knows his son. So after that, after we came back, we spent 1 week. We came back to Lagos State, 2021. So there was money I had. I had some money with me. So he said, why am I keeping that money in my account, which I can use that money to do something and the money will be bringing profit for me? That he wants to use that money to buy Bitcoin for me. And I said, okay, no problem. I had 300,000 naira in my account then. So he now said, I said, okay, teach me how to do this Bitcoin on my own. He said, no, since then I didn't have no valid ID card. So he now said he's going to use his own wallet to buy the Bitcoin. Then when the Bitcoin rise, he will sell the Bitcoin and then give me the profits. He will still be using my money to trade. I said, okay, no problem. I like the idea. I sent him that money. Which other ones is still with him? He has not refunded. I sent that one to him. He said, okay. The first time he traded, he said the Bitcoin is down, or that I should hold on, or that the Bitcoin has not gone up. I waited after 1 month, 2 months, and now they stopped me, Matthew. I want to know how they sell this Bitcoin. I want to have an idea about it. He now came up to tell me that, okay, he has reason, so that he said he will sell, but if I can hold on when the Bitcoin rise well, that I will make more profit. I just tell him, no, just sell the Bitcoin and just give me the profit. And while we are still waiting for it to come down, then when it comes down, you buy it again, and let's do it like that. So the guy sold that Bitcoin for me, and he sent 53,000 naira profit to me. And after that, the money and everything, that was all I know about my money. There was a day like that, he told me, I was in my office, he told me that he wants to see me, or that I should come to the house. I went to his house. It was a weekend like this. Saturday, early morning on Sunday, he now woke up and told me that he had a bad dream. I said, what's the dream about? He told me that he was driving in his car and his pastor appeared to him and told him that, what is he still doing with me? What is he still doing with me? What are you doing with this strange lady? Assuming he's here to defend himself. What is he still doing with a strange lady? So I was like, okay, what's the meaning of the dream? He said that the Holy Spirit told him that we do not have future together. I said, okay. So after how many years that we spent together, the Holy Spirit is telling you.
You know what I want to ask you? Because he's not really here to defend himself.
Yeah,
you know.
yes.
What I can gather now is you have a claim against him, 2 claims, breach of promise to marry.
Yes.
From your statement that I read. And how much is the sum?
The total sum is 1.3 plus 1 million. The total sum is 2.3.
So he's owing you 2.3 million naira. And you have your breach of promise to marry. Because you said he eventually went ahead with somebody else. Because I saw that in the claim.
The defendant, Matthew Bassi, promised to marry the plaintiff. Taking advantage of the relationship, he collected loans and received funds at various times. He claims that he saw in a dream that Promise and himself have no future together, but he has not refunded all the monies with him. He is not present in court. Judge Fumi adjourns this matter.
We're going to adjourn your matter for now, and we give him opportunity to turn up and defend himself. So the legal team will reach out to him. You know, he was supposed to be here today.
Yes.
So he couldn't make it. We'll give him another chance. So for now, I'm going to adjourn this matter. Matter never adjourned.
All rise.
Is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria?
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bukky November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
A 500 naira they collect them.
If you no talk, then go beat you.
Now 2,500 they pay.
Good afternoon, I'm Tolu Jehome with the news update. The spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum, Hakeem Ahmed, has distanced himself from selling the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi to Northerners. He spoke while replying to a social media user who accused him of selling Obi to the Northerners. In a now taken down tweet, the Twitter user had claimed that Baba Ahmed would benefit from Obi's presidency. The Twitter user had written, "You need to understand that Dr. Hakeem Baba Ahmed undoubtedly benefits more when Obi Dati ticket wins the presidency." Baba Ahmed said he can only sell presidential candidates who meet his own standard of a potentially good leader to Northerners. Meanwhile, Mr. Peter Obi has again met with the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, and the former governor of Ondo State, Olusegun Mimiko. The trio also met yesterday with top politicians like former Cross River Governor Donald Duke, Benue State Governor Samuel Otom, Abia State Governor Okeze Ekpeazu, Gombe State ex-Governor Ibrahim Dankombo, and a host of others at Wike's private residence in Port Harcourt, Rivers State. Mimiko shared a photo with the politicians on his Twitter page, adding that it was nice to share some time with them. However, no reason has been given for the meeting. Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State has revealed how some elders of the state ganged up against him because they didn't scale through the primary to be the governorship candidate of the PDP in the state. Wike explained that some of them who indicated interest to fly the party's flag but failed went to mobilize in Abuja to make sure that he did not emerge as a running mate of Atiku Abubakar. The governor disclosed this during the 74th birthday reception organized to honor our former governor of Rivers, Dr. Peter Odili, at his residence in Old Government Residential Area, Port Harcourt, yesterday. Meanwhile, gunmen have abducted Alhaji Lawal Yakubu, the Commissioner for Information and Culture, Nasarawa State. A source who is a resident of Nasarawa Egon confirmed to reporters that the commissioner was trailed to his house by the gunmen. He said the bandits took their victim to an unknown destination between 8:45 and 9 p.m. yesterday. The police command in Nasarawa State, meanwhile, has confirmed that abduction, and the DSP, that's Rahman Nansal, who is a PPRO, issued a statement today to that effect. Nansal said yesterday at about 8:45 p.m., policemen on patrol heard sporadic gunshots in the Nasarawa Egon local government area. The PPRO called for useful information that would assist security agencies to rescue the victim and arrest the kidnappers. The nation's electricity supply crisis could worsen from tomorrow as the organized labor has directed workers in the power sector to down tools and commence an indefinite strike over pending labor issues with the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. The aggrieved workers under the aegis of the National Union of Electricity Employees, NUEE, are scheduled to picket the Abuja National Headquarters of TCN today as a prelude to the strike. Meanwhile, ahead of the 2023 general elections, the non-governmental organization Stakeholders Democracy Network, SDN, has launched a program known as Women and Youth Agenda, WIRE, in Rivers State. Take a listen.
The program is a social mobilization action aimed at increasing political participation and representation by women and youth in the run-up to the 2023 elections and secure policy commitment and actions from candidates. Speaking at the launch in Port Harcourt, the program manager of SDN, Florence Kayemba, said it is targeted at priority areas for women and youth. She also stressed that the primary focus is to address the demands from political actors, especially candidates seeking elective offices.
As we're well aware that at a time in our country's history where we have voices longing for greater attention in a country obviously plagued by so many challenges, this hasn't come at a much better time than to recognize the importance of including women, young people who now form the majority in our country, and of course the persons with disabilities.
In his keynote address, President of Rivers Entrepreneurship and Investors Forum, Ibifiri Bob Manuel, stressed the need for politicians, especially those empowered, to see investors and the business community as partners in progress. He advised participants to use their permanent voter cards, PVCs, to elect the right candidate who will make their interest paramount when they assume office in 2023. The senior project officer of SDN, Flora Asieri, said the organization wants manifestos of political parties and candidates to reflect the demand of women, the youth, and the vulnerable in the state.
When we pay our taxes, we employ more, and overly, eventually, the state generates a higher internally generated revenue. So if you must have to get yourself a well-paying job, then you must have to sit back and think about the kind of people you are going to vote for come 2023. It's very important.
Registered for the CVRO exercise, they also were able to pass the message across that as young people, as women, they should also be able to participate in party politics by being card-carrying members of political parties.
This is crucial for gender and inclusion in 2023 and beyond. The UK has been a long-standing supporter of efforts to strengthen and broaden Nigeria's democracy. We supported the successful Not You Too Young to Run campaign to reduce the constitutional age limit for the existing elective office.
Some politicians present at the launch of the Women and Youth Agenda for the 2023 elections in Rivers State signed a commitment form as a way of engaging them after they assume office in 2020.
Now to the part of Africa, lawyers representing former South African President Jacob Zuma have asked the courts to overturn a decision to send him back behind bars. Zuma, who was sentenced to prison last year but granted medical parole after just 2 months, was jailed in July 2021 after being sentenced to 15 months for contempt of court. The former president repeatedly refused to testify before a commission of inquiry into the rampant corruption under his presidency. Now outside Africa, Afghanistan's Taliban marks 1 year in power. Burqa sales are on the rise, according to local merchandisers. Restrictions on the female dress codes in the country were enforced in May when the Taliban government ordered women to cover their faces in public. Women now have the option to either wear the burqa or the hijab. The blue burqa is a fabric that covers a woman's whole body with the exception of a mesh frame over the eyes, can be seen decorating the exterior of market stores in Kabul. Let's now serve some business news. The federal government's intervention fund to the electricity distribution companies has risen to 2.9 trillion naira from 2 trillion naira recorded as of May this year. This indicates a 45% increase over the period. By summation, the 2.9 trillion naira is the total funding extended to the sector since privatization in 2013. The DG, Bureau of Public Enterprise, Alex Oko, in an interview said there was an approval of a fresh 2.3 billion euro loan for the transmission and distribution arms of the sector. Prior to the 2.3 billion euros, the last one was a $500 million by the World Bank, and it was to improve its electricity distribution sector in May. Some entertainment news. American rapper A$AP Rocky has been hit with assault and weapons charges over a 2021 shooting. The music star was slapped with 2 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm with allegations of personally using a firearm. The rapper is under investigation by the LAPD for his alleged involvement in the November 6 shooting. Police said an argument between 2 acquaintances escalated and resulted in the suspect firing a handgun at the victim. Following the shooting, the suspect and 2 additional males fled the scene on foot. Sports. Victor Osimhen taunted racist Hellas Verona fans after he scored his first Serie A goal of the season for Napoli, who fought back from a goal down to win 5-2 at the Stadio Bentegodi Stadium on Monday. The Nigerian striker also made a back heel flick assist for Matteo Politano to score Napoli's 5th goal from 12 yards in the rout. Kevin Lasugna's cushioned volley at the back post shot Verona into the lead, and that was in the 29th minute. But parity was restored when Vicha Varchalia headed in Turkey Lozano's cross 8 minutes later. Napoli turned it around with a goal almost identical to Verona's, but this time a corner was flicked on by Giovanni Di Lorenzo for Osimhen to score with a flexible attempt at the far post. After scoring to hand the Partenope a 2-1 lead in the 46th minute, the 23-year-old kicked the ball into the stands in anger at the Hellas Verona fans, who had been hurling racist abuses and monkey chants at him each time he touched the ball during the entire encounter. That's the news update. For more stories, please follow us on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Plus TV Africa and Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. You can also view us from Limex. We're on limex.tv and the Glow TV apps anywhere in the world. I'm Tolo Jomi. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon.
This is it for upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Buki November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
Life can be fun and rewarding, but it also comes with some risk. As in business, you win some, you lose some. And that's why you need to be wise in the choices you make. It's like placing a bet. Again, you need to be wise. Wise in choosing an innovative platform with the highest market options and highest odds ever. That's why Winners Golden Bet, the leader in online, in-shop, virtual, and live sports betting, gives you enhanced platforms that offer you the best chances of winning. For betting on live soccer matches, live dog races, and virtual games. Winners Golden Bet is your best bet. Instant payment of winnings guaranteed. Play online or in any of our numerous shops nearest to you.
Hey guys, be wise. Play on Winners Golden Bet.
Winners Golden Bet, the wise choice.
Alopecia is a rare condition among women in Nigeria, and because of this, many people are not well informed of this condition. We spoke to Moshudat Badmos, who shared her journey with us.
I was preparing for service and I went to the salon to wash my hair. I was on dreads then. And when I got to the salon, the hairdresser, she hadn't even started washing my hair. She was just separating the dreads, and she saw the bald spot. So just small, like a coin shape around here. So when she said, she was like, Auntie Shefari in Yoruba means, Auntie, did you like scrape your hair? I was like, why would I scrape my hair? It's like, there's a spot here, like a bald, shiny spot, and showed me. And I was like, no, what's this? So that day I was scared. I just quickly packed my hair. I told her not to even wash it again. I went home and I told my mom, like, something happened at the salon, and my mom was like, this is spiritual. Talo wale, Nigerian mothers. So we started thinking, did anybody come? Because that was the first thing that came to my mind, like, hair can't just disappear. It's something that is always like a part of you. It can't just disappear. So what happened? Then I went to camp. The following week. And when I came back, the spot was still there. So that was when it started for me. We started doing so many things. We took the spiritual route. Then it was like a month or two after, I just went online. And just like I searched in my symptoms and the signs I saw, the bald spots and all that, and I saw alopecia. So I told my mom, like, I saw something like alopecia. I'm like, oh, no, she doesn't feel that as it. So I told her I wanted a second opinion, because we've been doing the whole spiritual thing. So like I wanted a medical opinion. So we went to see a doctor and he told me it was fungal infection. So I was placed on drugs and it didn't do anything. But my mind kept going back to the alopecia. Where I was 7-2, there was a health center in the compound. I went to see the director then too, and he told me the same thing, that it's a fungal infection. So I still wasn't convinced. I told my dad I want a third opinion. So he took me to his workplace and I saw the doctor they used there. And she was the first person that said, okay, this looks like alopecia. She doesn't even really know much about it, but she was like, she's going to refer me to Lutz Dermatology Clinic. It's at Yaba. So that was when I went there. So when I got there, that was in, I think around probably September or so. And I saw the nurse in charge. They were like, there is no appointment, there's no space available to see the doctor. The next appointment is going to be in 2016 March. So I told the woman, like, March care, like, no, I have to see the doctor, because by then I already had like a lot of bald spots. It wasn't just one again, I had about 5 then. So I showed her my head, like, she should just see it. Like, she wasn't even so, I felt it was something she probably has seen. She wasn't even so concerned. It's like, sis, there are people with worse conditions than you have that are on the list. I can't do anything. So I begged her, I was in tears, and she was like, okay, she's going to give me December, a space in December. She'll come back in December. Told me to come very early, that the clinic time starts by 8. So I got there 7. I was early. When I got there 7, I met a lot of people already. And when they started giving out numbers, I think the number ended at 25 or so. I think I was like number 29. So they told me, like, I won't be able to see the doctor, that should come back next day. So I started crying. Nobody understood why I was crying, and the woman was like, what happened? What? So I told her, like, ma, no, I can't come back in January. Like, I can't come back next year. I have to see the doctor today. So I just opened my scarf, and like I had, like, my hair was like, you know when they say rats chopped, then someone's hair. So I had a lot of patches and it was really ugly, and everybody was like, oh. So the nurse looked at me and said, so look at people here, people with terrible conditions. There's nothing wrong with you. Just go back and you see the doctor when you see the doctor. She wasn't even so concerned, and I just kept on crying. So people begged her and she gave me a number. So when I saw the dermatologist, she was like, you have alopecia, you're not special, you're just one of the few unfortunate ones. So there is no known cause, there is no cure for it. But since you have alopecia areata right now, we're going to place you on the treatment. You're going to take steroid shots for 6 months. So the steroid shots, they give you on the bald spots. So I was happy, like, okay, finally, this is something I can do. So I went to my mom's sister's place then. So when I got to her place, she was like, oh, check calorie, like, we should go see all these herbalists, people that are into herbal treatments. And so we went there. the lady said, okay, she's going to prepare a bowl for me and all that. But first, I have to scrape my hair. So that day, I'd already taken the first steroid shots on my scalp. So I told the woman then that, no, I don't want to do the treatment. I would like to complete the steroid shots first. Then I'll come back after 6 months if it doesn't work. So my mom sister told my mom, and my mom started shouting, like, no, why can't I do both together? It's just we're both looking for solution and all that. So she convinced me to like scrape off my hair. So I scraped it off and I started the herbal treatment too. But after scraping off my hair and I went for the next shots, it got worse. My hair started growing back, but the spot things, it didn't come back. So after the second shot, by the time I would go back for the third shot, my hair was completely gone. I had no hair. So when the guy wanted to give me the shot, the dermatologist that saw me that day, you know, it's like a public health center, so you won't see the same doctor every time. So he didn't understand because normally you're supposed to give shots on the spot. So he called the head dermatologist and she was like, what happened? So I explained to her that I scraped it. Like, you shouldn't have scraped it out. The treatment is for partial hair loss. There is no treatment for total hair loss, so there's nothing you can do. So I was like, what? They were trying saying me a whole lot of things and I had to leave. And they didn't give me another appointment date. They just told me to leave that they were going to call me. And until today, they never did. So that was it for me. And here we are.
Moshudat Badmus and Jasmine Oguns shared the most awkward experiences they've had living with alopecia.
For me, one of the ridiculous things I've heard about alopecia is when people ask that, do you have cancer? Because I feel it should be known that chemotherapy actually causes hair loss.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I did a surgery in 2017 and I was in the hospital and people came, nurses, and assumed that I was a cancer patient just because to me it's very ridiculous because you guys are in the line.
They should know better, exactly, because actually cancer does not lead to hair loss. What leads to hair loss is the chemo treatment. And for survivors, they grow their hair back. Because what chemo does is it kills the cells. And you know, in the process of killing the cells, it kills the hair follicle as well. So at that point, the victim loses his or her hair. But after the chemo phase, once they survive that cancer phase, their hair grow back. So it's a different thing entirely. Alopecia and cancer are not the same. They are two different. That's why sometimes when we do our campaign, we emphasize on the fact that it is not cancer, it is alopecia, no alopecia. So they are two different things. Yeah, one ridiculous thing I've heard was when one spiritualist said, someone took my hair to the ocean. Now my hair is under the water, you know, and I tried to sound sarcastic too because it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, okay, please tell me the person that took my hair to the ocean so that I can beg the person to give me my hair back. Because as it is, it's not useful for the person. And the person is not letting me use my hair. So let's beg the person to let me have my hair back. It's actually funny.
Another ridiculous thing is when you tell people, like you've explained to the person, I have alopecia.
God.
Alopecia is this, alopecia is that. God, they're like, oh man, that's sad.
So why do you cut your hair?
And I'll be like,
we hear that a lot.
Like it is constant. Like you do awareness this year now. We do. September is Alopecia Awareness Month.
Yeah.
We do awareness. You guys, we tell you so much about it. And next year, be like, you started this sneak. Why did you cut your hair this year? God.
Another ridiculous thing. In fact, this one has been coming non-stop. You know, during the interview I had with BBC Pidgin last year, I mentioned how my relationship failed, how the wedding introduction got called off 3 days to the wedding introduction by my supposed mother-in-law. And you won't believe the kind of messages that I've been receiving. random men coming around, asking for my hand in marriage, just like that, from nowhere. You don't know me, you don't know anything about me. And I'll be like, where is this coming from? I said, I saw your interview about your mother-in-law that called off your wedding. I'm like, for crying out loud. The interview was not even about marriage, it was about alopecia. So you're not bothered about the awareness I'm creating, you're bothered about marriage. But I didn't come on air to say I'm looking for a husband. I didn't say I am not dating or I'm not in a relationship. So it sounds ridiculous. Like, it keeps coming, and every time I hear that, I just shake my head like, oh my God, not again.
Long or short hair, all women are beautiful. We need to create more awareness surrounding alopecia and eliminate every form of stigmatization towards those living with alopecia.
Nigeria's Niger Delta region, from where the black gold fuels Africa's largest economy, where the lines between wealth and poverty has never been thinner. Conflicts, poverty, insecurity, and environmental challenges daily confront the region. How can the Niger Delta story be changed for the better?
Join Mamode Akuga at 9 p.m. every Friday evening on Plus TV Africa as he probes deep in search of solutions.
Inside the Niger Delta with Mamode Akuga, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region.
For upcoming artists to blow in Nigeria.
Welcome to Plus Trending. I am Bookie November, your host, saying thank you for joining us on today's episode.
Welcome back. It's tea time on Plus TV Africa.
Practice makes perfect. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm a lot better than I used to be.
He's a king. He's entitled to marry 100 if he wants to.
It was people that were turning whatever I say in my record, and they were turning whatever he says in his record. That there's a rift between me and him. And honestly, there was nothing like that. He used to pay me visit. I used to pay him visit too. So, but when the rumors were gaining much ground, Adelu Akisoya and Ike Dairo, they saw me and they told me that we need to call both you and Sunny Ade together. We're hearing you are fighting. I said, fighting? No, there's nothing like that. They saw him, they said, there's nothing like that. So that's how they summoned both of us. They said it again in presence of two of us. I said, there's nothing like that. Like that. So, but the people were turning, what they were doing that, there was nothing between, it was Adeolu Akinsoye and Eke Daud. I said, okay, this is what you people are going to do. Both of you record, you record a record, Sunny record a record, dispel that there's no fight.
And that's the end.
And that was it. So, what? Until today, people still refer to it.
Yeah, but even recently, both of you performed in
yes.
the show.
Yes, we did Oleku together. Yes. And so there's nothing, it's good relationship.
And talking about performance, there was this generational collaboration.
Yes.
Simi sang your song.
Yes.
And you participated in it. What was that experience like for you?
Well, Simi is my daughter. And she's a very nice musician. When she started years ago, she told me that she took permission that she wanted to sing in Mexico. And I gave her permission. And I'm happy the record that record did very well. So it is that Mexico that we both now do collaboration. And people like that, like it a lot. I feel happy because Simi is a very cool-headed artist. And I love all the artists. They look onto me as father. And I keep that father relationship with them. So there are more to be expected.
Very good.
Because since after that release, there had been
requests.
Yes.
Last year, 2020, there were different kinds of rumors. There was a particular one, obey this, obey that, what's going on? People who even knew it, I was close to you, say, Kilo Shelesi, Baba, and all that. What really happened?
There was nothing. I was not sick. There was nothing. Nothing happened to me. I was with Bishop Olani, my son, and Pastor Larry Obe. Yes. And both of them just instantly, hello, nothing's wrong with my daddy. I'm here with my daddy. There's nothing wrong with my daddy. Larry was, their phone was just, Daddy, they have come again. 5 times within a month. Well, thank God.
I trust in God too. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I am type 2 diabetic. I am type 2 diabetic.
Yeah, same thing with me.
A lot of people don't like talking about their health status. Why? What kind of advice can you give people?
No, you see, I have said it out. Yes. I said that there's nothing about me that I want to hide. And I didn't do that. I've been a diabetic person.